Do you ever find yourself stumbling while you walk or trying to grab onto walls and furniture to stay balanced? Well, if you do, this video is for you. I'm going to show you the best 7 exercises I use on a daily basis with my senior clients that improves balance and stability faster than anything else. If we've not met yet, I'm Gavin and I co-own New Zealand's only fitness studio for people over the age of 40. And my purpose is to help you get stronger, to move better, and stay independent for life. If that is your goal, let me know in the comments down below. Before we jump into these 7 exercises, you can skip along if you don't want to listen to this little bit. I'm going to explain to you why balance matters. Balance naturally declines as we age due to muscle loss, slower reaction times, and weaker proprioception. In fact, 1 in 3 adults over 65 falls each year. And for many, some of the injuries can be absolutely life-changing. And you may know somebody who has fallen over and broken a hip or a leg or a wrist or something like that. And it's important for us to understand what actually controls our balance, okay? And I'm going to share a couple of things with you that basically cover all aspects of balance. Number 1, it's the visual system. It's how your eyes detect movement and position, okay? We need to know what we're doing. Proprioception, it's your body's ability to sense where you are in space. So if you were to close your eyes and then touch your nose, if you missed your nose and hit your cheek, it means you have poor proprioception, but that can be transferred into other things as well. It's like not knowing where your feet are and maybe tripping up over curbs or mats or things on the floor, okay? Then you got vestibular system. That is the inner ear. It detects movement and helps with stability. So if you were to, spin around in a circle like this, okay, it upsets the ear canals and the fluid in the ear, and then you can start to fall over. And sometimes if you don't sort of understand that, you can easily fall over because you're a little bit disruptive. The next thing is core strength. A lot of people don't talk about this with balance, but core strength is so important to keep your body upright and stable, okay? The core muscles kind of range from sort of your abs to the quads and your glutes and all that big core in the middle. And if any of those are weak, you tend to sort of stumble and fall and your body isn't as supported. Then we come down to the really crux of it, lower body strength. Now, lower body strength on its own doesn't help with balance, okay? You need to do the 2 disciplines, balance and strength, but it gives you a much better chance of able to catch yourself if you were to slip forward, okay? So if you slip forward and try to land on your leg, if you didn't have enough leg strength, your legs would collapse and you'd fall over. Then we've got reaction time. So faster reflexes help with falls. So that example, if I was to trip forward, if I wasn't able to pull my leg fast to catch me and it's slow, I'll end up just cracking forward and falling forward onto my face. So you've got to train reaction times and reflexes to help prevent these falls. And then we got coordination and control. When I was a police officer and I was firing firearms, okay, there's a saying. It says, slow is fast, fast is slow. Because when you're trying to rush and do things as well, you actually become way more unstable and not on target. So if you practice smooth, controlled movements, then it reduces instability. And all this is done with training. So now we understand what affects our balance and our stability. We can now jump straight in to the 7 exercises that you can do to absolutely maximize all these factors to get the best balance program I believe I can deliver to you guys. So now you understand what components it takes to build your balance. And what we're going to do in the next 3 exercises I'm going to share with you, we're going to do 3 things. We're going to strengthen our legs, we're going to strengthen our core, and we're going to work on a little bit of balance in terms of the legs, all right? Now, one of the fastest ways to build your leg strength, bar none, is squatting. Squatting is a very functional movement, okay? But a lot of people can't do squatting properly. So if you use a chair, you get the same squat pattern without the sort of technical confusion that comes with it, because everyone can do this, all right? So what you're going to do is 2 things. You can either put your arms across the front of your shoulders or you can pull them out in front of you. I prefer the out in front of you because it keeps your back upright. So you're going to put your arms front and you're going to lean forward and you're going to stand up off the chair. And when you stand up, you're going to stand up with force, okay? You don't just like come up and drag it up. I want you to stand up as fast as you can. And on the way down, you're going to slowly take it down. 1, 2, 3. And you're going to speed up again and go 1, 2, 3. And the reason we do this is because we lose muscle power as well as we get older. And muscle power is basically the amount of force that you can put into something to move an object really fast. So if you practice standing up fast, you're going to develop your muscle power. And when you sit down slowly, it works on the eccentric portion of the exercise. And the lowering portion of the exercise is where we're a lot stronger, believe it or not. It's where we build the most strength. So you can work on two functions at the same time by going fast and power, slowly and strength, okay? Now, if you've got sore knees and you can't quite get up from this position, because as you can see, my legs are kind of parallel with the floor, and some people can't do this, then you're going to use a side of a chair or just a higher sort of surface. And you can see now my legs are a little bit more at a 45-degree angle. And you're going to stand up fast and slowly take it back down again. And that's still working on the power. And the stronger you get, the lower you can get. And if you can get down to around 90 degrees, okay, kind of pain-free and everything else, you are going to be way stronger, okay? It's going to be a fantastic way, very simple way to build up your leg strength. So in terms of how many times to do this, I want you to do it about 3 times, okay, for 12 to 15 repetitions. So you do 12 to 15 stands. If you can't quite do 12 or 15, do 6 or 8, do whatever you can, but build up to 12 to 15. Then you're going to take a rest for maybe 30 to 40 seconds, and then you're going to repeat the same thing again, have a rest, and then repeat the exercise again. So you're getting 3 sets of squats. And what we know is that if we can increase the volume, and volume just means how many times you squat, the faster results that you will get. So if you did 1 set of squats once a week, it's not going to be as good as doing 1 set of squats 3 times a week, okay? So we're trying to build this volume in as well to give you the fastest results possible. Now the next exercise that we're going to do, we're going to work on the glute muscles. They're the one that drives your body forward when you walk, all right? And it's critical to keeping your body stable. These are stabilizing muscles, all right? So what you're going to do, you're going to use a chair or a wall in front of you, and you're going to put the weight on one leg. So that's going to help build the sort of strength in leg on one side. And then you're going to lift one leg backwards. You notice I'm not leaning forward. I'm just taking my hip back. And when I get a hip back, the glute muscle, this big bum muscle, is going to start to work. Slowly take it back down and come back up. And what you see, this other leg starts to wobble and move around a bit. And that's fantastic for strengthening the little muscles in the foot and keeps you a lot of load on that one side to help with stability as well as your balance, all right? I'm going to take it back again. And you're going to do, again, 12 to 15. And then you're going to swap over and do 12 to 15. Super important to work those big stabilizing muscles in your hips, all right? And the next thing we're going to do, we're going to now work on our core strength. And core strength is one of those things that people think is just ab work, but it's not. Core is stability. So all you need to do for this exercise is you're going to grab yourself a weight or a weighted bag or something. It doesn't really matter what it is. And we're going to hold it on one side. So I've got a kettlebell here, okay? You could use a dumbbell or a bag, but it needs to be kind of challenging, right? And what I want you to do is you're going to lift it up. So you're going to lift it up safely from the floor or from a height, and you're going to hold it. This is a version of a farmer's carry. And what's happening is when you got all weight on one side, it actually wants to pull you over this way to fall over, right? So your body has to create stability within the core to keep yourself upright. Think about carrying shopping bags and all that sort of stuff, okay? And you're going to hold it for about 30 seconds. And when you hold this weight, I want you to actually think about engaging your core muscles. So don't just hang out, okay? You want to actively engage it. And the way you do that is if I was to come over and slap you in the stomach, you'd have a brace-in movement. You'd suck it in. Just hold it. You still need to be able to talk, and you're not holding your breath and clenching, but it's a nice stabilization. Once you've done 30 seconds, you're just going to swap it over and do 30 seconds this side. If you want to become a little bit more advanced, what you can do is you can stagger your feet and have them in a tandem like this. And this is going to cause even more instability. And your core has to work a lot harder to keep you upright, okay? And from the side, it looks a little bit like this, okay? And again, you're going to swap sides after 30 seconds, okay? So you can choose which variation that you want. If you do these 3 exercises, you're going to be doing an amazing job at getting strong and stable for all the sort of big muscles in the body, all right? And again, you repeat this through 30 seconds, take some rest, and then repeat it through 3 times. The next thing we're going to do now, we're going to start talking about proprioception. It's about understanding where your body is in time and space, okay? Easiest way to do it. And this is very simple. It's called heel to toe walking. When I was a police officer, again, like I tell you about, when we had people who were drug driving, okay, driving under the influence, we used to get them to do this exercise. And we would then be able to assess whether or not they were under the influence, okay? Now, what you need to do, you're going to find a straight line. You're going to keep your chest up nice and tall and look forward. The idea of it is we need to understand where our feet are in relation to our body. And you're going to look forward and you're going to just go whole, heel to toe, like this, okay? If you have to look at your feet, it just means that your brain isn't like connecting properly. You're not sure where your feet are in relation to your steps in your body, okay? So really good. I mean, if you have to look, fine, you can look, but I want you to practice not looking. And you're going to do this 10 times forwards. And then to spin around, what I want you to do is march on the spot so you don't trip over. It's a nice way to turn yourself around, face the other wall, heel to toe, again, back the other way. And again, you want to be doing like 3 lots of 10. So you do 10, 5 and 5, you take a little bit of rest, you do 5 and 5 again, and repeat the process, okay? So that's going to be a fantastic way to work on your proprioception, to know where you are and where your feet are in time and space. The next thing that we're going to do, we're going to try and improve reaction time a little bit, right? So really, we're going to do this in a stable way. And what I want you to do, I want you to come forward, and I just want you to tap your foot forward, okay? Then you're going to tap it to the side and tap it to the back, all right? And what you can do, you can put little markers in front of you to do this, with little bits of tape, or put some items on the floor, and you're just going to tap forward, and then tap to the side and tap to the back. When you work this reaction time kind of scenario, because you're moving fast and slow, okay, fast and back, it means that you're trying to, work on those reflexes to get them back and forth. And when you work in all different planes, it means you're going to be better at dealing with real life stuff, because you're not sure if you're going to stumble sideways or forward or backwards. And this is going to help you move your legs faster, back and forth, and other side, back and forth, right? And you might find one side's better than the other. And again, every time you take one leg off the floor, the other leg is balancing, is keeping that balance component active throughout the whole exercise. The next thing that I want you to do, okay, is probably more than outside environment. And that is actually going into unsteady surfaces, like walking on the beach, walking on gravel, okay? Get out in the real world and practice uneven surfaces. Obviously, be careful. Go with somebody if you need to. Take a walking stick if that's what you need. But the more you practice walking on uneven surfaces, the better you will be. Because if you're always walking around on flat surfaces, you adapt to flat surfaces. So you want to kind of train in sort of unsteady environments. That's the best way to get better at anything, is train for hard so you can do easy stuff even easier. So it could be walking on sand, it could be walking on gravel, or, whatever that is for you. But get out, tackle stairs, walk down steps, and walk on grass, all this sort of stuff. And it's going to help you, develop those skills. Because a lot of times, certainly our clients anyway, because they worry about falling over a lot, they tend to sort of withdraw a little bit from those kind of activities. But my thing is, get out and do it in a safe manner with somebody to help you, all those sorts of things. But get out in the real world, it will pay dividends in the end. The next exercise that we're going to look for is more of a dynamic balance component, okay? And one of the best exercises, I love this exercise, is called rock the boats, okay? So you're going to stand with a hip width apart. And what you're going to do, you're going to take it to one side, and then you're going to rock it back and forth, okay? And you'll feel your body start to, trying to adjust and get it back together again. And you're going to do this for about 30 to 40 seconds, okay? What else it does, when you bring your leg up this way, you're working on the glute, the stabilizing muscle in the glute medius, which is the muscle on the side, and you're working on balance every time you come through as well. And it's also going to help you just manage those side-to-side movements that we have, all right? If you want to make it a bit more challenging, then you have a weight in one arm, okay? And as you come forward, if you haven't stabilized your core and your muscles, it'll pull you over and you'll fall over, okay? So you can practice one side, then you swap hands, go over. So use a very light weight to start with. Don't have to go too crazy. And this is more of a dynamic balance situation. To be safe though, you could have a chair either side and you can just touch the chair or a wall or something to make sure you're not going to fall over. But the idea is to practice dynamic balance movements. Okay, and this is a fantastic one to get started with. And the last tip, or the last two tips, can be combined really. It's about combining everything together and doing them all together. So I've just gone through this list of exercises. If you would like me to send you a full sort of PDF with it all written out nicely with instructions, leave a comment below saying balance. I'll send that across to you, okay? But you want to put all these together. And this little circuit, it's only like 5-6 exercises or whatever it was. It's only going to take you maybe 15 to 20 minutes a day, right? And it is something that you should incorporate every single day into your life, because the thing of it is, the more you practice, the better you will get and the less likely you are to stumble around and things. And you'll see big improvements in a relatively short space of time. Like probably within a month to 6 weeks, you're going to start to see some fantastic results. And then it becomes about consistency, marking it down in the diary, setting an alarm, wherever you need to do, but you've got to do it consistently and daily. And the thing of it is, I see so many people struggling with balance every single day. My next door neighbor, she was falling over all the time, and she'd end up with grazes on her face. I went through this with her and she still wouldn't do it. She didn't have the time to do it. She always had an excuse, okay? But you guys have to do it. If you don't want to be like that and you actually want to get ahead and improve your balance and stability, you have to practice this stuff on a daily basis. Now, I'm going to leave a video up in the top corner, okay? I'm going to leave a link to other balance type exercises that I have. But let me know, are you going to actually try this routine out? Do you think you can actually do it? Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear your feedback, okay? And if you think somebody you know might benefit from this, then share it along as well, because I think the more people that we can help with this, the better for everybody involved, okay? And that's why I make these videos for you guys. So that's it from me. You have a fantastic day, and I hope to see you on the next video.